Hello, everybody.
Good evening. Welcome to the energy activations for 2021.
Yeah, it's lovely to share this evening with you all.
Yeah.
It's going to be a wonderful series of events. It really is. It's shaping up to be the most powerful activations ever in the context of any of the work and activations that not just we've held, but in the context of humanity and what's been brought forward before. Like, it's really up at that upper echelon. I'm going on goosebumpy talking about it, of the significance of this. You know, a lot of people have spoken about the Great Awakening and 2012 and it didn't really happen. But it was actually 2021 and the momentum is really building.
Yeah, Christina was just saying that, you know, feeling it, and the new moon, and this is 9/9. I'll say that because of everyone watching that's not on live. So we've already been through the Lion's Gate 8/8, and that is the galactic new year. So here we are, setting our intentions, creating, really ramping it up to the 21st to the 12th, the solstice.
Yeah, and this series really now is, and you'll notice it from the format of these, it's physically based. All of this work now is on the physical body and getting the physical body prepared for the solstice. And it's the switching on. We were sharing that with Sharon. It's really like the switching on of everything is coming up in November and December.
11/11, yeah.
So it is going to be power packed, and like Anita was sharing, it's great. We're really pleased that you're here tonight, and it's lovely to see the familiar faces for everyone that's really taking it, you know, as part of your spiritual journey, to be joining us on this, because there's so much power involved when you're consciously working in this space, rather than waiting for the months or anything else for it to come into your reality softly through the fields of consciousness. So you will really feel these activations, like we did on 8/8. It was really quite powerful.
Yeah, so just to mention that to most of you on the call have probably either done the 8th of the 8th, the Lionsgate portal activation. We also had the 21st to the 12th, which was the 15-strand DNA. So I'll make sure we send an email back out to all of you who have come on tonight and send you those links, because you really don't want to miss out on doing the Lionsgate and the 15-strand DNA. It doesn't matter that they're out of order, but you really want to get those activations activated leading up to these following activations.
Yeah, the key really is to be up to date for 11/11. That's the key thing. So you've got some time up your sleeve if you need to go back and listen to the other activations. But yeah, the order of them really doesn't matter. It's like baking a cake, you know, we've got the bowl set, and whether you put the sultanas or the raisins or the flour in doesn't really matter in that context, as long as all of the ingredients are in, ready for when we're going to put it in the oven.
And I think the most important thing when you're re-listening to them, or when you're doing one that you haven't done that's out of order, that you just hold that intention that you're doing it at that time. And the power's the same. I know Janet, who did the 15-strand DNA, couldn't believe the power of it, even though she wasn't on live that night. But it is about holding that intention, and you can ask for the same, the galactic realm. You know, you can really just say it's like I'm here right now with Robert and Anita at that time. Please bring me this activation. So yeah, it's all about your intention. And now that we're really all anchoring into the 5th dimension, our ability to create a thought and intention, it's becoming absolute. It's really like, we know I am, when we say that, is absolute, but even to the level where you're manifesting so fast now. And we were just talking before we came on about the compression of time, and that we're seeing in our day-to-day life, like, where has this year gone? I think we can all resonate with that. And so therefore, really, I'm seeing, when I see clients, I really start to see patterns, and I'm really seeing everybody evolving so much more and really embracing this self-devotion. And that's, you're all here tonight because you are devoted and honoring yourself. And now I'm really seeing another move into the self-realization area of presence, of being before thought and before emotion. That reactivity and being wobbled by the external environment is really an old timeline. And, you know, all these activations we're going to be doing are going to really help to anchor you into that heart coherence, that presence, being present. And often you think you're present, And, you know, like Robert and I are really working on our routine of going to bed and getting up. And then we sit there and we go, why are we still awake? And I say, because we've gone to sleep. We're literally in a habit, and that habit is an old timeline. And, you know, and then you need to start making that intention that you're going to change. And then you've got to bite the bullet and take the action and really stick with it. So I think it's really worth understanding that we're all growing our omnipresence, our ability to be at one with ourselves and others. And, you know, even as an example with a client today who's been on a big journey of self-acceptance and worthiness, she's done so many great things to improve herself, but I really had to reflect it back to her to get her to receive what she's done. And then her frequency went way up. But when she was just talking to me about it and she wasn't really connecting the dots and being proud of herself, nothing was changing in her frequency. And I kept reflecting back to her and getting her to put it in her own words. So make sure you do stop on this journey and really, really honor yourself with self-appreciation and, remind yourself of how far you've come. And
the good aspects of who you are as a being, because we forget that. So it's a nice little practice to share with your loved one about some of those great attributes on who you are.
Yeah.
It's telling someone what's great about yourself.
Yeah, and what you have.
And it can be quite hard because it can take people a little bit to think about that.
Yeah.
An interesting story, because I had a client earlier today who was in for a guide session, connecting with her guides. And she'd had quite a rough day at work. So we were just running through some of those techniques of what do you do to bring yourself back into where I am here so we're not affected by it. And like we all shift out and forwards into it. You know, I do a little bit purposely with Anita. Like I get a little bit reactive for maybe 5 seconds. I have to then apologize to Yeshua, to Jesus for it. I do. Otherwise I get told off.
You do get told off.
And I do get told off. But I know that I'm intentionally doing it and just getting a little bit reacted, but then I come back into it. And it's something that Anita's really been teaching me, to hold that place all the time. And I might be joking in doing it, but I used to go over there unconsciously.
Yeah, I'd say, have you looked at your chakras?
So play with that space. And when you notice then, if you've just kind of exposed yourself to the world with, not being in your side of Shakespeare's theatre or not, that you can call yourself back in again. And then from your heart space, you just breathe their energy out through your sacred heart space to come back into, oh, okay, right, I'm back again. So you will wobble a little bit like that. It's kind of normal. It's just as long as you're aware of it and go, oh, I've wobbled a bit or I've come out of that.
And it really is about going into your mind.
Come back again.
And I think, we focus so much on heart coherence on every single workshop, the Ascension School. And everyone's really starting to get the idea that you can breathe yourself in one breath into your heart and equally ground yourself at the same time. So you really are grounding through heart coherence now, not so much through the old put your roots down. Hopefully you've got that established and you are grounded. And exactly what Robert's talking about is this central current, this flow state. It's all about staying in that central vertical current, because your spirit body is a template that permeates and penetrates your physical body. So while you might think that you're vertical, if you're angry, your spirit body has taken all your chakras over to the left. And then if you're getting frustrated, you're like a tree flapping in the wind. Yeah. And that's why you need to breathe and come back to that center, because your emotions are your life force. And then when you're holding that presence and you're really able to be unshakable and untriggerable, unswayable, that's when you cultivate the presence. That's when you really are watching Shakespeare's theatre. And it's so great to be in the eye of the storm. Like, it's really wonderful when someone's riling up at you and you're able to just breathe and smile and not reflect back to them what they're reflecting to you. You know, that's the key. A smile always does it too. Yeah. When you smile, because it puts a smile on other people. It might agitate them more, actually. Same with the old, thanks for sharing that. Yeah. But that's their stuff. Yeah, it is. So really enjoy the journey. And I think with the year being that of Great Awakening, we're seeing a lot of things going on that can give you that choice point to go to sleep or wake up. And I think that learning to be in non-judgment, not needing the ego, you know, it's really a time for death of the ego and the false self, And you can see that we're being challenged and given choices right now, that people are really arcing up on Facebook. You know, have you had it? Haven't you? Take one for the team, the community. There's this peer group pressure that's taking us back to school, back to the third dimension. And so there's a real opportunity to really be fifth dimensional and do what's right for you. You know, stand in your truth, stay sovereign. All these lovely spiritual words that we hear, you're actually getting to put them into practice right now. And that is no judgment, whether you have or you haven't. You know, that there is no judgment either way. And I think that it's a very powerful time to actually participate in Shakespeare's theatre and use your skills, not just shrink away and say, actually, I think I'll just stay in permanent lockdown. That's not going to evolve you.
Yeah, and it's very interesting that you share that, because you know, over here in New Zealand, there's a level 2 lockdown, and you're meant to be wearing a mask everywhere you go outside. And I don't, you know, and we can, in New Zealand, we have an opportunity to apply for an exemption. And you don't have to give any of your medical reason. You can just apply through the Ministry of Health and gain one if you wish. And my exemption is because I have anxiety about wearing a mask and buying into all of the bullshit, because I know it's bullshit. So I don't buy into it at all. But you have to then stand in your presence if you're going to be the only one in the supermarket not wearing a mask.
You have to be very resilient.
You do. And it comes down to that level then of, you know, where do we wish to play from? And, you know, walk in Shakespeare's theatre, I'm here. You know, got it justified legally if you need it, if you're presented by anybody. But we have that choice on how we wish to play and dance with, you know, that as an aspect of life, let alone everything else. We have that personal choice. But when you're doing it from inside your heart space here and saying, I'm here and I am me, then you have a resonance and power and energy that just kind of like parts the seas a little bit like Moses. So we have a choice on that. And this year is all about, with these activations on the body. So it's a great opportunity for food, and really looking at food and what are you doing with regards to food, and what is it that you're poisoning yourself with when it comes to food. You know, I'm seeing a lot of clients at the moment with FODMAPs and wanting to understand what food is it then that, and there's something in my diet that I'm eating that really doesn't agree with me. I'm getting a bloated stomach, or I'm swelling up, or irritable bowel syndrome, or something like that. That now's the time in the run up to the end of the year to really start being devoted to yourself on the physical side, on actually, maybe I won't go and buy that cream bun for the bakery, or yeah, I know I'm probably gluten intolerant, so I might come and get it checked if you want to. Or you just go, right, I'm just going to go for the gluten-free options, you know, maybe knock down the alcohol level, you know, make sure you're drinking really good water. So there's a real time now, and you'll see in the run up to the solstice, it's all physical related. You know, a lot of the spiritual activations, yes, still there, but it's the time now to get the physical body right, because it's the piece of the jigsaw puzzle that kind of gets left to the last. You know, we all want to be more psychic, more open, more intuitive, and to get there, it's and making healthier. Sure that the physical body is right. Because in the presentation here of what these great beings of light were sharing on the weekend, it's when you get your frequency right, like we're going to be doing, and we're setting all of this in place, a lot of all of these old human illnesses and diseases will not affect you at all. Like, you'll be above it all. Your frequency is so high that, you know, your common colds or any of these other viral pathogens that go around, influenza, will not affect you at all. And what a beautiful reality that is to have. And the same with cancers, and even on that side too. So it's really been, I'm going on goosebumpy talking about it head to toe. It's really been presented for us like that now, if we choose to take that timeline or not, you know, because there's still that choice.
And I think while we're talking about what we're putting in our mouth, it was very interesting on Tuesday night that Archangel Michael stepped forward and gave us an energetic colonic.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Like the three of us, Sharon's here, we were all talking about, he said, like, you'll notice a change to your toileting. They actually said that. And
he chose his words very carefully. Because in that run up to it, it was like, oh, like what words, and using his words into how that will happen. But he ran some amazing energy down from our sacred heart space through our colon to remove the toxic effects of it. And it was a preamble for what we're going to be doing on the solstice too, for the Fountain of Youth, and bathing ourselves in that. So,
and I suppose it brings to mind that if you've never done a colonic, or you can have a home colonic gizmo, that it's something that's probably worth embracing if you've never done that, or you've never done a liver detox or a gallbladder cleanse, that these are the kinds of things that are really much easier in summer once we're eating salads and greens. And so yeah, just reminding you that it's an opportune time to just really clean up your act at all levels and really help your body out. And the more clean that you eat and the more clean that you are, the easier you integrate.
And we will, for those that aren't on the psychic development, I've just made a note, we will bring that one forward for everyone in October with Archangel Michael. So you won't miss out on that. And we will do that colon cleanse to just remove any toxicity from your colon. And without going into too many things, oh my God, like the smell of stuff that came out. And when I was looking at it too, when...
sorry, everybody, we weren't expecting this.
No, but when Archangel Michael presented the colon cleanse to remove the toxicity, when I was looking at my colon, I could see
energetically, everybody.
Energetically, energetically. It was quite dark in nature. And then after we ran the energy on Tuesday through all of that, wow, like the difference in it was like
rainbow.
It was. So, you know, these differences are really profound. And when the Fountain of Youth was presented to Anita and I last year, it was incredible, amazing. So many people said to Anita, wow, you've like lost 6 or 7 years in, you know, in how you look, you know, like all your lines tighten up, like you just feel...
And I didn't do anything.
No, you just feel fantastic. You know, you do have a cleanse out on the inside, but the vitality that you can feel in your whole being is incredible. And I said to Anita, it'll be interesting to see when they actually want us to present that, because we've been kind of sitting on that for probably a year.
Well, it was Christmas last year, so we're coming up.
Yeah, and it's not to hold it back. It's just like, no, now's not the right time, but the time's going to be now at the end of the year to do that. And when you really sit in that energy, death as we see it in the body, for the physical body dying, can be a choice whether you do or not.
Take me to the Fountain of Youth, please. Pray tones. Love that.
I don't know if you really caught that. Death of the physical body can be a choice or not. Like that's the level of kind of, you know, out there on the opportunity that we have now. And it's quite hard to, you know, you can't rationalize some of these things that, you know, we're always led to believe, oh, the physical body is going to die and it's got about 120-year lifespan. Yes, it did in the old context of things, but now with these massive DNA upgrades we're getting and these activations, and with the Fountain of Youth, it can be a choice or not. And Swami Satyananda, he decided on the day that he was actually going to leave his physical body. He said, oh, no, my work's finished now. I'm ready to hand over the Satyananda Yoga to Swami Niranjan. And it was Swami Satyananda that brought forward Yoga Nidra, which was here on the planet to help people find what's your purpose in life, like what's your dharma, why am I actually here? And it was amazing. So he just left his body. He said, right, I'm leaving my body in about 4 days. They had to go like, oh my God, get everything ready. You know, he's deciding he's going. Gosh. And he just left his body. That's it, I'm going. So we have a choice in that. Yeah, we will have a choice. It's whether we wish to stay around or not, which is quite incredible. Like, it's amazing.
Yes. Well, you're always chatting to them. So, I mean, you know, that they've done here on the earth plane and that they pop up there, they're still around, you know, It's amazing.
And what we're seeing, you know, on the planet too, is a little bit of a purging at the moment, you know, and there will be a lot of souls that wish to cross over because it's the time of the Great Awakening on the planet. And if you're more aligned to being third dimensional, as the planet's transitioning even further into fully fifth dimensional and sixth dimensional, because I was always told, no, it's sixth dimensional, it's not fifth dimensional, because of the work and the exponential growth that we've had of humanity. If people are living more third dimensional, then they're of more of service to humanity actually when they're in heaven. than they are on the planet, keeping the density of the planet down. So we will see transitions like that, that will be happening, like we're seeing at the moment, of what's going on. So.
And it's been quite interesting, with me, with frequencies, that I've noticed that the frequency of the human collective taking out starseeds has dropped, and it was getting up around 100,000, and it's now back down to 30,000. So it's quite interesting that it's having a shift downward at the moment.
We will be doing some work on that tonight, because they've asked me to present like a world service type event where we will be putting some correction into that. So it'll be interesting to see on 1010 what you see there with the collective frequency. Yeah,
so it's interesting. I always like to have a look at this as a collective, minus our frequencies, and just have a look at you guys as an average. What's your frequency right now? And then we'll have a look, what is it at the end tonight? So it's just interesting to tune in and just ask, have you done a clearing yet? No. So this is, remember, we haven't cleared you yet. So this is kind of end of the day, haven't done the meditation yet. So let's just have a little look what we're sitting at. And I just always like to just throw numbers. Anyone who works with me will know. So, is everyone at 100,000? Yes. 300, 400,000. So you can see it's just starting to slow down. So the average collective frequency of everyone on the call tonight is 400,000. So let's see what happens as we proceed along tonight.
It'd be nice, to have a little check on that as we do some clearings in the physical body and in your home or wherever you are listening to us, and then after the activations too. And Pip asked a great question here too, just going backwards a step. Can us increase in our frequency to a point where the diseases don't have an effect to flow onto our children too? Yes, it can do, absolutely. Yeah, and it will do. We if we decide to come on this journey, the kind of like the spearhead, and it's not better than anyone else. It's just that we're the kind of the tip of the arrow here, working with these collective, incredible beings of light that everyone else on the journey will come through whether they choose to or not. So your children and those in your family unit absolutely will get that, they get the kind of the residual side of that, as they do. And from what you see with your clients, once you start changing the tree of life.
Can I just say though, yes, I do see it happen, but as spiritual mothers or fathers, when you're doing your clearings on yourself and your meditations on yourself, hold the intention that you ask your children's higher selves to join you, because then it has much greater impact.
Yeah, it does.
Much greater and longer lasting.
It's kind of, otherwise it's peripheral compared to bringing them through on the journey when you're doing it. So any of these, you can bring in any family, loved ones in through these activations too.
So even right now, you can hold the intention that whoever is here with you, and it's like you've always said, that you may not be getting a yes or a no, you might not know, but the thing is, they'll either receive it or they won't at that higher self, at that level. So it's just wonderful if you feel there's others that could benefit, that you can invite them here in their higher self. It does have a massive impact.
It does. And like these upgrades that we're having, it's kind of like, if you can imagine a computer. In the old days, we used to use like a VIC-20 or a Commodore 64, and people will see that on my email sent by a Commodore 64. And that was very old school. Whereas now we've got the opportunity with what we're doing in the run up to the end of the year. We're now working on like a brand new supercomputer, whose processing speeds are infinite. We can connect to anything, anytime we wish to connect to it, and we can get the answers to anything we wish to anytime too, if we choose to do that. And the bandwidth has changed too. So back in the old days, we used to hear the dial-up, when you're connecting to the internet, and you'd have to wait, beep, 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 and here it comes, and oh yeah, we're connected. Compared to now, we're on fiber. And again, that's that transition now when we're moving really into that fiber type connection too. And we're also then doing the software upgrade, which is through your DNA activations, because we're not using the old Windows XP. We're now like on a Windows 10. So all of the old bugs and all of the old inconsistencies and everything are changing out of the system too. So it's a nice little analogy, like on a computer thing, you can kind of get on where we're actually going.
Well, we're made of energy and light, we're made of atoms. So it makes sense that absolutely we can upgrade ourselves. It's all amazing. And it's having that, you know, obviously you wouldn't be here if you didn't believe it. So believe it, because that's what we're doing.
Yeah, and that's the belief side. And I've shared a few times with Anita, how do I wrap around, you know, contextualize the work that we're asked to do on a galactic level and with the whole of humanity on some of these world service events. And Anita shared that it's lovely being married to you, and I do love that. And it's very handy for someone who's as out there as me and connects to all these galactic beings in the celestial realm to then go, what do I do with this information that's just been presented to me on what we're actually doing? Because you can't rationalize it in your head. You can't, like, there's not a place for it.
No.
It just has to be, doesn't it?
It's just being open-minded, I think, having, in a way, no beliefs, that beliefs are actually not really necessary, better off to have great values. You know, that's the foundation of who you are, and that helps you choose great relationships, business relationships, personal. It's all based on your values. Yeah. And actually, I read that in that book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. He's like, don't have beliefs. And I'm like, that's actually a really good piece of advice, because that's what causes world wars. That's what's causing this splitsville between have you, haven't you. It's all based on the belief system and the need to be right in the ego. So therefore, the death of the ego, death of the mind, being in control and living from your heart base, you just got to let everything in, like you're filtering it, and something will either really sit with you and resonate, or you'll feel the effect of it. It's all about feeling through life, feeling into it. Rather than saying, I think, you know, I feel.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a big part. So we'll be, I'll give you a little bit of a format on what we'll be covering today. So we're going to do another little preamble on the dimensions and what we'll be doing and going into our heart space, because when we present to these incredible beings of light, it's like if we're meeting the Queen, do we wish to turn up in our cruddy old flip-flops and holes in our, you know, shorts, or do we wish to present ourselves in our best dress that we have? And
I think the word is reverence.
Reverence, that's right. And probably a bad analogy about the Queen. Shouldn't have gone there. She's got blue blood, so you know. And she's not the Queen anymore.
Yeah.
She was gone.
We'll save that one for another night.
That's a story for another day. We'll put that on the YouTube channel. Chat about that. So we will be presenting ourselves in through our sacred heart space, and we'll be talking how we get into the sacred heart space and a little bit more on the different dimensions. We'll then do a clearing on everybody that's here, just with a quick kind of guided meditation. We'll clear your space that you're into, just make sure everything's nice and clean and pure. Again, just, you know, it's like when you've got your family or best friends coming over, you don't want to leave, you know, a week's worth of dog hair on the floor and your sink full of cups. So we give ourselves a nice sprinkling, because the activations will be far more powerful too. And then we will hand over to the chakra queen, who will be running through a nice opening guided meditation for everyone. And then we're moving to the channeled activations. And then we'll cross back over to you again, a bit like the news and the weather. So we'll be going back over to see the weather.
What are you crossing over for me?
On the last one, that's for the closing meditation.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I knew that.
Closing up the petals and turning off the light. Yeah. Because we want to just make sure then that you're containing your energy.
Absolutely. And look, many of you here tonight are on the psychic development journey, and you have these skills, but it's lovely to see new faces we haven't seen for a while. And it's so important now to understand how we manage our energy. It's yes, there's protection involved, but actually it's more management because of our frequency getting higher and higher. And Robert and I would not be responsible if we're here to raise your frequency, to not give you the skills to handle your frequency. So I think that this is why we're adding in these extra little foundation. You know, we've talked about grounding and being in your heart, not your head. Well, actually, protecting your aura and your chakras now is in those foundational skills, and it's a very new foundational skill.
Yeah, and there's also the skills, if you want to come and join us on the psychic development workshops, it's not too late. We've got series 2 starting live in about, is it 3 weeks?
Probably close to October.
Yeah, 3 weeks to a month. Even if you've not done series 1, you can jump into series 2. And then series 1 was all recorded too. So you've got an opportunity then to jump back, listen to the meditations and catch up with activating your third eye, your fourth eye, the Ark of the Covenant, and all of the other activations that we've been doing. And then leading into also the energy clearing and protection workshops that are coming up on level 4, which is then
21/9.
Yeah, really, really in depth on what you need to do to be managing your energy, and how you can then support any of your families and friends and workplace and home and everything. So as Anita said, like, it's really important then that when we're activating everybody, that you've got the skills and abilities then to know what you need to be doing with all of that extra frequency and energy that you've got.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely imperative. Yep.
Right.
So we've given you all with this link that you've got. There's like a PDF document that outlines the actual activations. So, you know, it's very, very powerful. And we'll send that through again with the email that we send through after tonight, just to remind you, and, you know, just to wrap your head around it, like, well, not your head around it, just to let it soak in. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be amazing. Like, we've never heard of some of the things that they've talked about with neuroplasma, and I'm so excited that they're working on the mitochondria. You know, like, we've all heard that mitochondria is a little energy engine in our cells, but that we're actually working with the mitochondria and the central nervous system. I mean, gosh, who hasn't kind of shot their nervous system with stress in their life? You know, I chronically fatigued myself. I'll own that, and coffee. So the fact that we're getting an upgrade for the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, that's really dear to my heart and many clients I work with chronic fatigue. You know, I'll be encouraging clients to follow on and go through this process, because it's going to be amazing. What else have we got on there?
I was just going to share. Oh, and we've seen that, you know, with the lockdowns and things like that, with people's vitamin D levels coming down, you know, that's taken away that energy then from that cellular activation in the mitochondria too. So we're really going to be, that's really going to be, you know, the frequency at the cell level and at the particle level there is really going to be expanded. Yeah, massively expanded.
And I love the October one, where we're really creating the framework for the new timeline and galactic in nature. But particularly, I love here that the soul has the blueprint wired into it. And this activation will allow you to become with the soul's intention for your spiritual evolution. So it's pretty big stuff. And, you know, we've been switching on those galactic memories and accessing through this chakra at the back here, the well of dreams. So, you know, there's some amazing experiences coming up. So take notice of your dreams. Particularly, we've encouraged everyone to have a dream journal when you're going to sleep, that you hold an intention. One of your intentions that's been very powerful is that I will keep myself clear, or I will clear myself in my dreams of any distortions. You know, that's a super powerful intention.
It is, because the difference that it's made has been
remarkable.
Off the charts. You know, just before switch the light off to pull your duvet up, you know, I'm holding that intention that I am clearing anything and everything, whether I'm conscious or unconscious or lucid dreaming or any aspect, until I wake in the morning. And the difference that it makes is just incredible. It's amazing.
Yeah. And
so it's the power of the I am, when it's said not from up here in the head, but I am in my sacred heart space. And then you're using the I am context from in here. And it's important then to make sure you don't flick out from saying I am in my sacred heart space, and then in a blink, or okay, no, I'm just saying it in my head. It's not going to work at all. You've just wasted, you know, your time. So it's making sure that if you're saying it from your sacred heart space, that you're continuing to say it with an energy in here. Yeah, and we'll be playing tonight in the sacred heart space, because it is that elevator and gateway where we can travel interdimensionally, like an elevator, and we just decide on which dimension we wish to get off at. And we're playing in the 24th dimension, and most of the work that we play in now is in the 24th dimension, which is a culmination of infinite pure consciousness, infinite pure light, 20th dimension, and infinite pure love, which is the 12th dimension. Did I say that infinite pure consciousness is the 23rd dimension? So the 23rd dimension, 20th and 12th, infinite pure consciousness, infinite pure light, infinite pure love, combined is the 24th dimension.
And that's what your heart is made of. That's what you are made of.
So when you start playing in that framework of consciousness, you're accessing like the spark of all of creation, you know, and that's why we play in that at the psychic development level when we're activating all of the aspects of our body, because it's just the purest form. There's no distortion there at all. It's zero. But it's very important when you're using that context that we always start in the higher dimensions. So we always start with infinite pure consciousness, 23rd dimension, then come down to infinite pure light, 20th dimension, then infinite pure love, 12th dimension. We always start highest and lowest.
And when you see a flame and the inner flame within your heart, you think of it like a candlelight. You really are seeing the blue at the top, the white through the center, and then that beautiful, like my orange top, the orange richness in the bottom. And yeah, so it's really beautiful to connect to what we can't see, but we start to see it in our third eye.
That's right, because that flame in your sacred heart space, that blue flickering at the top that we have on a flame, is the 23rd dimension. That's the color of the 23rd dimension, blue. Infinite pure light, white, infinite pure love in the context is orange.
And I suppose
there's other aspects of love, because there's a difference in, oh, I love you as a friend compared to I love you as my wife and soulmate, to pure love. So there's different color bands within it, but the purest form when they showed me was orange.
Oh, that's a lovely share from Annie. After Tuesday evening talking about the Well of Dreams, I dreamt of Jesus' hands. I missed that last bit. Jesus' hands in a triangle, then his soft face looking at me. Then on Wednesday at work, messaging MSM came through, and on his T-shirt asked me about Jesus. We had a most beautiful chat. Wow, Annie, that's fantastic. Wow, so you're really accessing that higher consciousness. Look, everyone's journey on the psychic development has been amazing and beautiful. And thanks for sharing that. It's really, really beautiful.
Yeah, and it's far more powerful than when I was learning. The energy behind it was vastly different. We were only playing into the 14th chakras when I was learning my psychic development. Now we're playing in a billion. So that's the difference in context of energy and what we're doing and how things have expanded over all of that time. So it's a massive difference in the framework and what we're doing, which is why I've shared with people that, you know, you come in, if you wish to be more intuitive and psychic, that you will get these activations far quicker than I did when I started, because the energy and the frequency is so different now that it's just coming on far quicker, which is great. Just give it to us now.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Okay.
Right.
Time to get comfortable.
Yep.
And so with the meditation end of this presentation, it's going to be pretty constant. Try to stay in the zone. And, you know, at the end, if you feel very at peace and you don't want to come out of that, you can just end and go off to bed. Don't feel you have to stay and chat. Some of us stay and chat, but yeah, sometimes it's lovely just to head off to bed too. And remember to stay hydrated tonight. Have a good drink before you do go to sleep, and lots of hydration tomorrow. I think that's really important.
Yeah, water is key. Yeah. And because you can feel these activations for quite some time. So
I was instructed with this opening meditation to create your scalar aerials. And for those, of course, on the psychic development, they've already done that. But just to explain to some of you, because sometimes when you're following a guided meditation that's actually instructional, you can get in your head.
We are doing the clearing first.
Oh, yes.
Or
okay. No, I just wanted to preamble now because I don't want to come back and talk.
Yep.
So, so when we come up through your crown, your pineal gland to here, it's like a triangle, you know, it's going to come forward, and you're going to have what's known as your 12th chakra. You know how we've really been working in the 7. How did we get to 12? Because this one's 12, then 13, and then back to here. It was probably more Yeah, so it is going to be a little different for you. Just follow along. But basically,
The great thing is you can't do it wrong.
No,
so
true.
don't get in your head about it on, oh, what's the angle? Is it 38 degrees or 45 degrees? Doesn't matter. You just listen to the words and you'll be activated.
So basically, we're creating an upside down triangle on your head, facing forward here and backwards to the back of your head. And it's known as your scalar antenna. And this is really part of this galactic activation. They're very much galactic chakras that we didn't know that we had. And yeah, slightly different configuration now than what we've used before. So yeah, just to give you a little heads up on that.
Yeah, it just allows for a different frequency to come in. It's a bit like in the old days, we used to have a metal aerial on top of the house to pick up just TV signals, whereas now we're using, you know, a high definition sky dish, or it's coming through on fiber. So that's the difference. We're just now upgrading that into like a sky dish for you to be able to connect.
Okay, so
I do like those analogies.
Yeah,
like with the
yeah, it's like
too.
an upside down coat hanger on your head. How's that?
It is. Yeah, that's exactly what it's like. Yeah. Right.
Okay. Right, everybody. So have a little drink. Get yourselves into your comfy position. And Robert and I will just kind of cut in and cut out without really coming back to talk to you. It'll just kind of flow. Yep, that's right. Okay. I'll have a little drink. Oh, I haven't had any of my cacao tea. Okay, I'll just pop out while you.
Okie dokie. So we're going to run through a beautiful guided meditation to just give your body a spring clean. So if everyone would take a beautiful deep breath. And you can breathe yourself into your sacred heart space, and with a command, I am in my sacred heart space, will direct you straight into your sacred heart space. And you'll notice actually that you were already in your sacred heart space. You may notice from that command of I am in my sacred heart space that you may feel there's a difference in energy now. It may feel a little bit more peaceful. The contexture of energy that's around you may feel a little bit different. May feel a little bit softer in the energy that's around you. You may notice when you're in your sacred heart space too, that there is that little flickering flame. You may see that beautiful little tip on the flame of the 23rd dimension. The beautiful pure light of the middle piece of the flickering flame. 20th dimension. And the beautiful orange contexture of the infinite pure love at the bottom of the flame. You may notice too that there's an aspect of yourself there within that flame. It's this aspect of you that's always been there. It's just we're now putting the intention back by you being in your sacred heart space. So with an intention in your sacred heart space, you can say with the energy there from in your heart space that I am in the 24th dimension. And say that from being in that point in your sacred heart space. I am the 24th dimension. I am the creator. I am the creator in the 24th dimension. And I am the 24th dimension. In that context, you may feel an elevation of energy upwards as you're actually moving up, like through an elevator into the 24th dimension. You may notice that there's a different hue of color 24th dimension is a beautiful, soft, golden yellow color. And within that context of infinite pure consciousness, infinite pure light, and infinite pure love that is the 24th dimension, you see that you're immersed and surrounded and contained and consumed by all of that beautiful energy. We have an opportunity now when we're playing in those higher realms of consciousness in the different dimensions to remove any distortions that may be attached to you. And you may feel that some of these distortions that you may have picked up from the supermarkets, from picking the kids up from school, from walking down the high street, are leaving your being, and they're all being alchemized and sent towards the 24th dimensional clearing portal, which is a portal used for transferring over any of these non-24th dimensional beings, never to return. We have an opportunity then to clean out the inside of our beings too. Still holding that intention and having that feeling and sense of being in the 24th dimension like each and every one of you are. To have a little spring clean on the inside of the body. So we have an opportunity to remove any veils of consciousness, any implants, any other distortions that aren't in alignment with the 24th dimension. You may have a sense of some energy as it's moving and clearing out from the inside of your being. Some may notice it coming out through your mouth or your nose. It matters not, or your head, or your feet, or your hands. Again, it's all directed up through the 24th dimensional clearing portal, never to return. There's an aspect of light too contained above the 24th dimension. The corona, it's called. It's that infinite layer of light and consciousness from the Creator. There's also a sucking mechanism that can be used from removing anything while you're in the 24th dimension. Like a Dyson, it just sucks anything out. Like a tornado. And while you're in the 24th dimension, you can hold an intention. I am clearing my space, the space that you're in now. You may have a sense there of your home or workplace, wherever you are, that any old energy too is removed and being transmuted and sent towards the portal. Again, it crosses into the portal, never to return. We have an opportunity too, with still remaining in the 24th dimension, to clean the inside and outside of our light body. The quickest and easiest way is to see that aspect of your light body and just pull it down as if you're just pulling it down towards the ground. That's it. And then we send it off to probably like a 45-degree angle, so it can then head towards the 24th dimensional clearing portal. And we send our light body through the 24th dimensional clearing portal. And then you may feel a bit of a tugging sensation there from within your sacred heart space. And that's because you're rebirthing a new light body from the inside of your sacred heart space out. And then there's that beautiful column of light as it's coming out through your sacred heart space, like an umbilical cord, That's it. As it starts to form the outside of your new light body, you just see that it instantly just gets snipped, like with a pair of scissors, just releasing that old aspect of your light body. That's it, all being sent through the 24th dimensional clearing portal. Never to return, so anything that may have been attached on the inside, outside, within the context of your light body is sent through the clearing portal, never to return. And now you have this new glistening light body that's surrounding you. It's glistening with light like the rainbow. It's like you've just cleaned the inside and outside and within the space in your windows at home. If you notice any dirt at the bottom, then you can again just ask for that to be cleansed. Sometimes in that cleansing aspect, and when you're rebirthing it, sometimes there can be some unwanted at the bottom there, just stopping and inhibiting your connection. That's it, just gets sent through the 24th dimensional clearing portal. So we're setting up in that context of how do you wish to present yourself to these immense beings of light? These beings of light that have been here since the concept of time was ever created. Working in the harmonics and fragments of consciousness through all space, time, and dimensions. The Palladian Council of Light, the Arcturian Head Council, and the Sirius Keepers of Light Codes are the orchestrator, or the orchestrating and directing this energy as it is transferred through the fields of consciousness and sacred geometry into each and every one of us on the call, and then subtly out through the flower of life, another sacred geometry in Metatron's cube, for all of creation to experience this. These immense beings of light were created in the purest aspect of infinite pure consciousness, infinite pure light, and infinite pure love. It's now is the time that they wish to present themselves more fully to us, to work with us as our brothers and sisters that they have always been since the beginning of time. They wish to just connect to each and every one of you within your sacred heart spaces. Feel their energy from inside your heart space out, from inside your sacred heart space. There is a resonance of energy that we only draw energy from inside our sacred heart space out, not from the outside in. So there's an aspect that you can say, I am the Palladian Council of Light. I am the Arcturian Head Council. I am the Sirius Keepers of Light Codes. There's that resonance of energy that each and every one of you will feel from inside your heart space as it illuminates the glow of that flame that's flickering within there. So this is where we have the opportunity of how do we wish to present ourselves when we present ourselves with any of the celestial beings, the archangels, any of the galactic teachers. We do it from a space of being within our sacred heart space, honoring each other from that flame of consciousness. Yeah, that was beautiful. Well done, everyone.
Just remaining in your sacred heart space and feeling that beautiful energy and visualizing that eternal flame and allowing that eternal flame to grow. Feel it permeating and penetrating out through your sacred heart. Feel it growing in length. And allow it to continue to grow and find its way to the center of your being, that vertical current. Just using your breath, really visualize keeping yourself in the 24th dimension. And allow the energy from your heart to find its way into the vertical current, a slipstream. A slipstream to heaven and earth. And just feel the infiniteness, the limitlessness. And wherever you direct your attention, it goes. Directing that eternal flame in that slipstream to grow up through you, through your throat chakra, through your pineal gland. Visualize it coming out of your crown and allow it to ignite. Feel it spinning and moving in that vertical current, your hara line. And allow it to continue to grow and find its way up above your head through the ceiling of your home. Still connected. And just holding the intention that that inner flame continues up through your celestial chakras, as high as they go, connecting to the galaxy, the stars. Just seeing that beautiful energy returning back down, finding that starlight, coming back down to that center of your being. And when you feel it return, allow it to descend, still connected to your sacred heart, pouring never ending, like a waterfall from your heart, from the stars and heavens, down through you, out to your base chakra. Feel it flow through your legs to the soles of your feet, out your tailbone, just like you've got a dragon tail. And allow that beautiful light to find its way down to your earth star chakra. And connect to beautiful Gaia's energy. You are that alchemy of heaven and earth, alchemized by your heart. And asking for the energy of the plant kingdom, the animals, the forests, the seas, rivers, the mountains, the crystals, the minerals. You connect to Gaia's energy, and it flows up from your earth star chakra, back up to the soles of your feet, up through your dragon tail to your tailbone. And feel that energy coming up from the soles of your feet, through your ankles, through your knees, to the base of your torso, to your perineum. And as you allow that energy to flow up through you, feel where it meets at your heart, and allow yourself to alchemize heaven and earth within that slipstream, that vertical current within your being. Your chakras are all bathed, clean and clear. They know what to do. See your magnificence in the 24th dimension. A blend of heaven and earth, harmonized, flowing. Those beautiful rainbow colors, all blending together. See yourself within that rainbow light, your rainbow body. Allowing your energy body to do what it does. Your consciousness, your mind surrendering to your consciousness, to your visual powers, your ability to feel. And feeling the energy, your beautiful sacred heart, your heart chakra, your high heart. And just wait until you feel a pressure building as you put your attention upon your heart, alchemizing, mixing. And begin to create liquid golden light in this melting pot in the middle. And now direct that liquid golden light upwards with laser beam accuracy, upwards through your throat chakra, upwards through your pineal gland, And just wait until you feel it contacting your crown. And just directing that liquid golden light from your crown forward to above the top of your head, above your forehead, connecting to the front of your galactic aerial. And just see a new chakra forming. You just see the color as you see it and connect to that galactic feminine aspect of yourself at the point. And then allowing that energy to run backwards to the back above your head, to the masculine galactic chakra. And then flowing it back into your crown. Getting a sense of that upside down triangle, your scalar antenna. And just running that energy, connecting your heart. Keep the energy pumping up from the earth. Keep it flowing down from the stars. Keep alchemizing it in the center of your being. And allow this energy to be infinite, always flowing. Send a flush of new energy up from that center of your being, through your medulla, that energy pump above your throat chakra. And that liquid golden light flowing up through your pineal, through your crown, peeking up through the top of your head and flowing forward at a 45-degree angle to that new galactic chakra up above the front of your head, flowing it backwards to the masculine galactic chakra at the back of your head and flowing back to your crown. Well done. And just get a sense of seeing yourself in the 24th dimension with this beautiful aerial that you've created above your head. And just imagine those scalar waves, those light waves, sound waves, solar flare waves, light codes that you now got the ability to receive and alchemize. Your being knows what to do. You know what to do. And just feeling the energy you've created. That caressing around your skin. And feeling beyond your skin. Feeling further out from your being into the room. And just staying in this beautiful space. Well done.
Now's the time if you wish to have a drink of water or just anchor that activation. Water is a great mechanism to help anchor any activations. Coconut water. So if you feel like your body needs a quick stretch or roll of the shoulders, take the time to honour yourself before we run into the main event for tonight. It was beautiful, thank you.
Yeah, I didn't.
That's really lovely.
Must have been a bit channeled because I didn't.
Yeah, I really felt that shift of energy. It was very expensive. Yeah, very expensive. How did it feel for you?
Yeah, beautiful. It was like I just had a sense it wasn't necessary to run through the chakras, that it was more about using that alchemization and really keeping the energy flowing.
Yeah, beautiful.
Because our light body, our whole energy body knows what to do.
Yeah, it has that innate intelligence. It does know. It's just kind of just directing it into, oh, actually, we want you to do this, please. Yeah, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was just really that understanding that you are that pure conduit of light between heaven and earth, that we are alchemists. That was what I really got from that.
Did you want to come on and say a couple more words? I'm just going to do a quick spring clean. No?
No. I just thought it might be nice to keep them in space. No. Taking your time to have a little stretch. You know, it's lovely to just interlock your fingers and do a little spinal twist. Robert's just preparing the space again. And just give yourself a little hug. You know, it's just lovely sometimes to just acknowledge yourself and, you know, say, like, really well done for showing up and being here and, you know, continuing your spiritual journey and honouring your body temple. And it's a great reminder of how we can just fall out of bed in the morning onto our yoga mat and just do some spinal twists and salute the sun. And really, even if you've never done a lot of yoga, it's just really about just honouring yourself and waking your body up. And a little bit of tapping or a bit of qigong is just a beautiful way to start the day, and a lovely little activation for your hands. Just start off by rubbing your hands together and then just interlock your fingers and give them a wake up. And in between your thumbs. And then a little. And then rub your nails together. And then just really feel the energy in your hands. So really activated all the little chakras in your fingers and the palms. And it's lovely to feel that chi ball. Feel that energy, you know, that energy you've created within your field. Have a little wave of your hands, nice and slowly, and just get a sense of being able to feel that chi, that energy that you've created through pulling down the heavens and pulling up the earth and allowing your body to run that through and out you, because your chakras are really energy pumps that are alchemizing and pulling that energy through and pushing it through your body and bathing your body in heaven and earth. It really is. It's quite amazing how we work. Well done.
Thank you. Beautiful. Right, so we'll have a quick drink and then we'll begin. Right, so if you want to get comfortable again, if you're sitting or lying down. Take a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through your mouth. So we'll run through the beautiful channeled activations. This opportunity for each and every one of us to grow exponentially. To grow exponentially in a physical form, spiritual form, and also a galactic form. And these activations will help honor that cohesion between the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, and galactic bodies. There is a glue that binds all of those aspects of being an interdimensional being within a physical body, anchored through the sacred heart space. So we'll begin and journey as we did last time by saying, I am in my sacred heart space. Having a sense and reverence of being within that sacred flame. Having a look around too and just noticing the flame and anything else that may be contextualized in there. A sound, a color, a difference in the shifting consciousness and ease maybe that's around you. There's no right or wrong. And then from within your sacred heart space, you can say, I am in the 24th dimension. I am the creator. I am the creator in the 24th dimension. The aspect of I am the 24th dimension those words are immensely powerful at transforming you as an individual out of the physicalness of the third dimension. We wish to present ourselves as the Palladian Council of Light, as the Arcturian Head Council, as the serious keepers of light codes. And there is an energy contained within the triad of consciousness that we bring forward at this time for humanity in the will and intent of the Creator. The will and the intent for the aspects of a third dimensional planet to transform and morph into a planet of opportunities to live within the 5th, 6th, and 7th dimension. We come as that triad of consciousness to enable the configurations of energy that we bring forwards at this time to be more cohesive and more usable for you in the forms of light and sound waves, carrier waves of consciousness, and the structure so a roadwork can be completed and built for you to transverse and travel along. We have worked in this contexture of a triad of consciousness for eons of time, before the context of time in a third dimensional form was formed. The aspects of the upgrades that we bring forward this time, as has been spoken about, is to allow for a heightened expansion of consciousness to be contained within the cellular framework of your physical being. There is also the expansion of consciousness from within your light body, within the context of the sacred geometry that is behind this channel in Metatron's cube. There is an upgrade into the light body frameworks from those rudimentary entry points of a bubble through the sacred geometry in a tetrahedron and star tetrahedron, an octagon, a cube, and then to Metatron's cube. There is an aspect of consciousness that many will be aware, and an anchoring of consciousness of Archangel Metatron through the application of the sacred geometry within the cellular aspects of your being. You may feel an expansion of consciousness from within that sacred aspect of your heart space. Feel that from within your sacred heart space only. As has been alluded to, this application of energy is from within your sacred heart space. There is a transmission of energy that some may see with their psychic sight channels in an expansiveness of a red hue of color that is emanating from within your sacred heart space. It matters not if you are unable to see this contexture of color. You will feel the eminence of the energy as it is moving from the sacred flame. It is being brought down through the tip of the sacred flame, the blue color of the infinite consciousness of the 23rd dimension. The application is then moving southwards, as you would, into the application of the infinite pure light of the 20th dimension. This application of consciousness is then moving down into the aspect of infinite pure love. The orange of the infinite pure love consciousness that was brought to your attention earlier. There is a seating mechanism of this beautiful consciousness that we bring through the sacred aspect of each and every one of your heart spaces, as it anchors at the base of the 12th dimension within your sacred heart space. You may feel a slight thud, as you would for the context of the consciousness as it seats within the sacred flame within your heart space. As it does, there is an illumination and expansion of consciousness. You may see the configuration of Metatron's cube as it is emanating now at the base of your flame within your sacred heart space. There is a gyroscopic movement, as you would, of this consciousness that is contained within Metatron's cube. There is a stability point that is recognized with the gyroscopic action, as it can spin in each direction simultaneously. It creates a field of consciousness. There is an application to spin this at 90% the speed of light. You may feel an explosion of energy from within your sacred heart space, as this movement of consciousness then is picked up through the neurological system. The context of the application of Metatron's cube moves through every cell in your being, carried through the nervous system into all of the glands, the endocrine system, carried by the beating aspect of your heart space, through this circulatory system, through the lymphatic system, purified as it goes through the liver and the spleen and the kidneys, cleaning out these aspects of your physical body. There is an application of some old energy that you may feel in the soles of your feet that may be tingling. This may be discolored in nature, so this can be sent through the 24th dimensional clearing portal, never to return. It can be placed in a cryogenic chamber too, where it freezes it, and also explosion proof. These contexts in the application of energy are forthright and absolute. You may feel that energy as it is moving up from your heart space, as it is being carried by the pump of the heart through the psychic channels, through the medulla pump. You may feel it then within the brain in your headspace and cranium. There may be a settling as you feel of the energy from within your headspace, like it feels that your head may need to move from left to right, back to front. There is a settling mechanism of the energy within the pons of the brain. This application of energy will settle. You may notice that there is an application then of energy as it moves from the brain down through the psychic channels within the second triad of energy, from within the pineal and pituitary glands. It moves forwards through the Eye of Horus, connecting through your sacred sight channels and also your physical sight channels, allowing that deeper application of galactic sight through the physical capabilities of your eye. There is also an adjustment of energy too that you may feel within your ears, a slight ringing, some may notice. And there is an application of energy too from the brain as it comes down towards the temples, moving down towards the ears. And there is an application then of this energy as it is emitted through the ears, allowing you to hear in a galactic nature. These applications also you may feel are running through the chakras that the chakra queen was very diligently pointing to. You may feel the energy then as it is moving from your heart space, the sacred aspects of your heart space, down each of your arms, coming down through your shoulders, your biceps and your triceps, your elbow, forearm, top of the hand, palm of the hands, fingers, and emanating out through your hand chakras. There is a spinning mechanism as it leaves through the left and right hands. A clockwise motion as it is leaving from your right hand space, and an anti-clockwise motion as it is moving out through the palm of the hands out into the ether in an anti-clockwise space. You may feel the energy now as it is transcending down through your sacred heart space, through your torso. That carrier wave of energy is running through your stomach and your small intestine and your large intestines. Allowing for a different application of energy that is absorbed through these areas. Allowing the absorption of consciousness through these areas, rather than historically food. There is a nourishing that is available to you in consciousness terms, as well as food. A feeding mechanism, as you will. We are feeding your body with an increase in the opportunity to connect interdimensionally through consciousness. That is brought forward through your sacred heart space. As the energy moves through, it will move down through your colon area too. As was spoken about before, there will be an opportunity for the cleansing of the colon by our brother in arms, Archangel Michael, on the next activation. You may feel a shift in energy through your colon area as this carrier wave of consciousness moves through that area. You can move the application of this energy out through the anus. Again, anything that wishes to leave the physical and non-physical bodies at this time through the 24th dimension, it can do so through the 24th dimensional clearing portal, never to return, placed within the cryogenic chamber, explosion proof. It allows for a more cohesive application of energy to be run through the digestive system and also out through the excretory routes. There is the application of energy as it's carried through the neurological system, through the sexual areas of the human form. It is carried through the urinary bladder meridian. You may feel a sense there of energy running through your bladder and through your sexual organs. The energy will then move through and out of the penis or the vagina, depending on your sexual application in the human form. We shall give this time to settle. The application of energy is now ready to move in and around the hips and down through the psychic channels on the inside of each leg. And also through the tailbone. You see the energy as you will in a triad of energy. One column running down the inside of the left leg, one down the inside of the right leg, and the other column emanating through the tailbone. There is also a spin mechanism of the energies as it leaves the soles of the feet. In the left leg, as your foot is standing up and the energy is leaving your left foot, it is in a clockwise motion. And as it leaves the sole of the right foot, it is in an anti-clockwise motion as it leaves the foot. These columns of light then connect in with the energy from the tailbone. These are then anchored into your Earth star, which is a chakra configuration that all humans ground themselves in. They're each unique Earth star. And we are letting that energy settle. You may see or have a sense of those tiny little aspects of Metatron's cube as they are reverberating and moving through the anatomy of the physical and non-physical bodies. It's spinning gyroscopically, creating fields of consciousness as they spin at 90% the speed of light. These aspects of consciousness wish to leave through the crown chakra. This application, as it moves up through the crown chakra and the seventh chakra in the seventh application of the 7 chakras. In the 7 chakra application of the physical body, it then moves up into the 8th chakra, the universal mind. And there it is anchored. There is an application that some may feel in a spinning mechanism of the part creation there of Metatron's cube. The application then as it spins creates the Metatron's cube, within your light body as your light body. The serious keepers of light codes shall transmit toned energy to anchor this configuration. They shall step forward and you shall receive light language to support the application and anchoring. Sinioko fanisi atio tio konanani tio nioko atitio konanini o nioko nasati atino koni olenini oko kone satatani atitio ko elensinini o patititi titio konini o feltiti o konititio titio titio ko zititini tio Sitinini tioko esititio konini titio meni sininioko tona inini titioko ko sitioko noni titioko tio finitit. We wish to thank you for allowing us to step forward at this time to support you in your gain of evolution. These applications and energy codes you will feel settle over the coming days. You may feel lightheaded of nature. This is quite normal. As was spoken about earlier, please ensure that you drink a good quantity of water or any other hydration fluid that you see fit. It is our utmost pleasure to work with you and all of humanity. We thank this channel for bringing us forward this time to support the gain in evolution of the planet. This channel is much understated, embodied ascended master. He has the willingness and the dedication to forego much of the luxuries in life to surrender to the application of personal spiritual growth and the spiritual growth of humanity and service to humanity. We are sending that reverence through the sacred aspect of your heart space into each and every one of you. We thank you for allowing us to step into this space-time reality and space-time dimension, and look forward to stepping forward again on the sequential activations on the 10th of the 10th and the 11th of the 11th and the 12th of the 12th and the 21st of the 12th. We are very excited by the application and precision that each and every one of you have had in receiving these activations. As we scan the room, each and every one of you on the call tonight has fully activated, and we shall scan any future participants that may listen to this channeled activation in a recorded setting to ensure that these configurations of light have been diligently and precisely anchored and activated. So there is no need to engage the mind to have a second thought or doubt. These are absolute. We shall withdraw now and look forward to all of our participation at these other upcoming activations. Blessings. It's beautiful.
Right.
How's it for you?
Yeah, very expensive now, like feeling it move around.
Yeah, it'd be lovely to hear from anyone if you wish to unmute. And oh, my head feels like it's spinning a bit.
Yeah, I feel really light. I actually felt every time we moved down through the body, it got lighter and lighter.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was. And then when I was sitting, with my eyes shut, I couldn't even feel my hands interlocked. Like I was further beyond, like conscious, like particularly, I think putting that consciousness into our intestinal area, like that was really expand. I was yawning a lot on each move. Yeah, I feel really.
Oh, it was amazing. Yeah,
really.
You definitely feel it as we're moving down. Yeah.
I feel different from the inside.
Yeah.
It's how it feels. It feels like there's a bit of a different framework inside me.
Yeah, I feel really peaceful inside.
Yeah.
Like
Very peaceful.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to share either by a comment or if you'd like to unmute and share, please do so.
How was that, Catherine?
It's beautiful. I could really feel all of that benevolent intelligence working, and I feel a lot lighter, and you could, like you said, you can really feel it moving before you said the body part, the consciousness in that part of the body. Yeah
I feel like a balloon.
What kind of like expanded on the inside.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, you look very zen. I feel very zen.
Very zen and very awake.
Yeah.
Much more awake than when I started, illuminated from the inside.
Yeah, more conscious.
Yeah.
And very grounded, light but grounded.
You're very present, like present in a peace, like that inner peace. I think we talk about inner peace, but I think I can actually like really feel that inner peace in every like aspect.
Like light warrior, like ready.
Yeah.
Present and ready.
Beautiful. Thanks, Catherine. How about you, Christina? Pick on the people I can see.
That's okay, Sharon.
Yeah, I could really, especially when you were talking about the consciousness coming through, I felt like physically lighter.
Yeah.
Let's see if that translates to the scales in the morning.
It will do after Archangel.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So, yeah, and I could really feel it moving to different parts of the body. So
Yeah,
great.
I reckon because we do the yoga nidra, it's like
yes, it's trained it.
You're not thinking anymore. It's just like you're following where it's going. Like it's almost secondary.
Yeah.
The thought of where is it? It was really quite interesting how it was just and they're orchestrating it. It's beautiful. Thanks, Christina. How about you, Leanne? I'm going to pick on you because I can see you there.
Really amazing. Could really feel the energy running through me, and the one that you took us through, Anita, had a really good experience with. That was like massive bolt of energy hit me in the side of the head.
Wow.
And next thing, sort of like my TV screen, I guess, looking through my third eye, just went like pitch black, and then it lit up with like hundreds of like little stars. Just, yeah, that was really, yeah, just like it just about knocked me off my chair. It was, yeah, pretty cool.
Wow.
That's powerful.
Yeah, hell, it was just like, phew.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's really
Awesome.
interesting when a particular part of your body really engages with that energy. And yeah, I know what you're saying by knock you off the chair. When I felt that in my heart when I was sharing on the light table and I was asking Master Kathumi, and it was like that. It was like an inside out explosion. Yeah. And my body, Linda says my body felt like boom. Sorry, I'll go back to that comment. Thanks, Leanne. Gosh, your experiences are just amazing. Leanne was saying today to us that she was feeling the earthquakes in Mexico. Do you want to share a bit about that, Leanne? Because I think it's amazing, your senses.
Okay. Yeah, and it sort of took me a few years to figure it out, but it sort of happened the same time I started getting what I found out later was ascension symptoms. But yeah, I just sort of feel a build up in my body with the overseas earthquakes. Japan sort of seems to impact me the most. And yesterday at work, I just started feeling really off, and actually had some like quite a throbbing pain in my temple and just a lot of nausea. And I thought, oh, it must be the jolly earthquakes again. And then later, when I got a chance, I sort of checked the earthquake app on my phone, and Japan had had one. And then I think Chile had had quite a few during the night as well, but just sort of speeds my whole body up. And once one happens, I'm sort of right within about 5 minutes. But yeah, Japan, I quite often have to just sit on the floor for half an hour and think, hurry up and be an earthquake. And then my body clears. I just like get to the stage where I can't even function at work, just lose all concentration, can't even answer the phone, feel like I'm sort of floating in my chair and I'm going to fall off it. So I just head to the floor where it's sort of the safest place where I can't sort of fall off it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's pretty random.
Now that's sensitivity for you.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
What's it called? A Richter scale. You're like a Richter scale. That's amazing. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
for
you for
sharing
sharing
that with everyone, because you know our experiences are so like similar but at the same time unique. It really is.
They are, and no one's better than anyone else. It's just we all come with these different inherent gifts and skills and abilities that we're here for.
Absolutely. Yeah, amazing. How did you go, Christine? I can see you sitting there. Wow, that was so amazing to hear. Yeah, from Catherine. Earthquakes, yeah, headaches. Oh, you get the only time I get headaches is when earthquakes are going to happen. Yeah, so same for Catherine. How did you go with that, Christine? Christine Ethorn, you want to come on? Okay, she's thinking there's another.
Can you hear me now?
That's it.
Yeah. No, it's really, really powerful actually, and I could feel the energies jumping around, and like the other lady said before it hit that body part, I was already sort of feeling it in there, and had lots of little blue, sort of starry things I could see sort of in my mind, in my third eye.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's really good, and I do feel very peaceful now. I'm ready to go to bed, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the best thing for everyone to do is not eat. You know, when we've just had a big intestinal clearing and a colon clearing and a sexual organ clearing, whole body, really like you really got to take on board. You've had a full body clearing. So really honor that. And tomorrow it would be a great day to fast or just have salad or a smoothie. Really don't go back into heavy processed foods at all. You know, and as I said, that it's really integrating over the coming days. So, you know, these activation dates can really help you to clean things up and feel fast effect, you know. So Yeah, amazing. And Nidhi, don't worry that you've just come on, because it's all recorded.
What's everyone's
And-
frequency now?
Oh yeah, I was
Have a
gonna,
little look
and I
on
just
there.
wanted, I wanted to have a look. Linda posted. Did you want to come on, Soul Sister? Where are you?
You can put that.
Yeah, hello.
Oh, look at you,
Oh, you look
gorgeous.
cozy.
So comfortable. I don't want to leave my bed right now. But when I got the light codes, I felt like it was like bam, bam, bam. And my body felt like it was convulsing. I was like, oh, I felt so good. Like, I don't know how like you get branded, like an animal gets branded. It was like the light codes being like stabbed everywhere on my body. It was so nice. So
Wow.
beautiful. But I feel so light and just want to go to sleep soon. So it's
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
It's been beautiful. Thank you so much.
Aw,
Yeah, absolutely.
thanks for coming on and sharing. We'll let you go. You go off to sleep, dear one.
Bye.
Look nice and cozy under your duvet.
Yeah, let's look at what everyone's frequency is
Ah,
at. So
I want to do that.
let's just jump straight to 1 million, because I know it's going to be above that. 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see like the spins wide. 6, 7. Let's just go to 10 million, 12 million, 13 million, 14, 15 million. So it looks like we're coming in at 15 million. Wow. So that's a big jump, everyone, from 400,000 to 15 million. You've got to respect that. You've got to let your body integrate it. So that does mean go light, go healthy, avoid any normal lunches or pastries or coffees or things like that. You know, it's really, really allow your body to maximize. You know, because often these activations you might be working on your health could take you 1 year to 2 years of what you've just done right now. So, you know, it's really worth maximizing it.
Yeah, and like they were sharing, you know, you'll continue to feel that for, you know, days afterwards too. You know, some of these activations can last for weeks.
And how lucky were we both to have Karen Duff come today and give us a Bowen's therapy each. Like, so
0 bone balance.
What did I say?
Bone therapy.
Oh, 0 bone balance. Yeah, it's beautiful. Love the ZB.
Perfect time.
All right, beautiful
That was
people.
beautiful.
Well, we'll let you stay all in that Zen state and really anchor it. You know, while you're laying there in bed tonight, just really connect to how you feel, and kind of like bottle it. And when you wake up in the morning, go back in time and space and hold that intention. I'm right where I was last night, and bring that time forward to yourself. And don't forget the closing of your chakra petals. Actually, we should probably just do that to finish. Yeah, actually, we'll do that together. Because as we said, like a 15 million frequency means that you're more illuminated. And so if you go to sleep all illuminated and open, it's like the mosquitoes going into the zapper thing, or the moths going to the light, that you don't want to attract in distortions based on the fact that you're illuminated, because you'd be a good feed. So yeah, so let's all just do our nighttime ritual together. Yep, I'll just move into the center. And then after that, we'll just switch off and really just, you know, head off for your sleep time. And thank you so much for coming and joining us, and really helping in that arrowhead to
Thank you, everyone.
To really roll this forward for humanity. You know, the templates we're creating get rolled out into consciousness.
They did, because on that last piece of the channeling, we were connecting into the crystal grid that we had.
I'll put that photo on the email.
And then we broadcasted it out through the Sacred Heart space into all of the fields of consciousness for everyone. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Beautiful. And this recording will be up in the morning. You'll get an email from Matt, and then you'll be able to create your own membership login, so that this one on top of the others will start to stack up. And then you can always come back and redo them. And as we always do, we record the meditation separate. So by the time we get to the 21st of the 12th, we can create a chunk down meditation package that will be very, very useful to have in your tools and collection. Okay, let's all settle in for our evening ritual. So just relaxing and closing your eyes. Sinking down into your chair or your bed, and just feeling the weight of your body a lot lighter, a lot more at ease. And just giving yourself great gratitude for the appreciation and love that you have for yourself and your body, your whole being. And let us begin to close our chakra petals and switch off our lights and cocoon ourselves for the night. So just seeing your crown chakra, beautiful and open, sparkling, white, diamond-like light. And just begin by pulling down your celestial chakras. Just imagine they're like Christmas lights, and you're pulling them down into your crown. You're folding in your aerial, a beautiful new configuration. And then just seeing your chakra petals folding over, whether you see it like a tulip bud, just however you see it, and switch off the light. Moving down to your mind chakra, that beautiful purple. Fold in the petals front and back. Switch off the lights. Moving down to your beautiful blue throat chakra. Fold in the petals front and back. Switch off the light. Down to your high heart in pink. Right in the middle of your breastbone. Fold in the petals. Switch off the light. Heart chakra in green. Fold in the petals front and back. Switch off the light. Solar plexus in the very center of your being. Fold in those beautiful yellow petals front and back. Switch off the light. Below your belly button, your sacral chakra in orange. Fold in the petals, front and back, switch off the light. Your perineum between your legs, your base chakra, fold in the petals, that beautiful red. Base chakra, folding it in, switch off the light. Traveling down to the soles of your feet and your palm chakras. Fold in the petals, switch off the lights. Traveling down to your earth star chakra. Fold in the petals, switch off the light. And just bringing your aura and your light body, concertinaing it in 360 degrees around you. Pull it in close, wherever you sense. And now we just add Saint Germain's silver violet flame from your sacred heart. Just visualize a silver violet flame emanating from your heart and just grow it vertically. The height of your 8th celestial chakra and down to your earth star. And move it into that beautiful central slipstream. And begin to spin it in a clockwise direction. And allow it to grow from the inside out. And using Saint Germain's silver violet flame, allow it to spin and sweep through your physical body, transmuting, burning off any residual energy that your body is releasing. And just feel that flame growing to the width of your shoulders, spinning around in a clockwise direction, growing beyond your skin, further out. Continue to grow it 360 degrees around you, transmuting and sealing yourself. And ask for it to be your impenetrable force, your shield of invisibility. As you sleep tonight, silver violet flame protects you, keeps you clear and clean. And just taking a lovely breath in. Good night, dear ones. Dream well, sleep beautifully. You are a container of infinite peace. Feel it. Put a little smile on your face, a smile in your heart, as you're really getting to know your inner self, your true nature. Feeling unified, oneness. This is that feeling. Blessings and good night.